We're live. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the constant repeat of the song. We were having
difficulties.
Yeah, we were having technical difficulties. The same thing that was appearing to happen in one of our past live streams, where it kind of lagged for the beginning part of it. So we're trying our best to avoid that. We've done everything we can. Restarted the moda. We've done everything. The computer unplugged, replugged, did everything. So hopefully it remains consistent. Hopefully everything looks good, sounds good as the key, sounding good. And up there it is. So it looks like it's going to happen again tonight. It's unfortunate. It's out of our hands.
We don't even know what causes it. It's just kind of whenever it feels like it, I guess.
Yeah. So couldn't tell you, could not tell you why any of this stuff happens. But as long as the audio is good, that's all that really matters, because you can kind of treat this as a podcast.
I really think it's StreamYard because we have some pretty good internet.
Yeah. We got Laren. Hey, I like the song and thumbnail. How are the two of you?
I just woke up.
We're hanging in there, Laren. We're hanging in. Let us know how everything is looking, sounding. Make sure like no lag or anything. Tony, what's going on? Everyone doing? What's going on, man? It looks like it might be happening. Unfortunately, it looks like it might be happening again. I don't know. Might have to contact StreamYard and be like, hey, look, I pay you good money. Yeah. So why are my videos, when it comes to live streams, why are they
booty?
Yeah, why aren't they good? Audio's good, yes. Picture, not so much. So that's unfortunate.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
we have a really good Xfinity package, so we don't really know why.
Yeah, and plus we're like in a good part of town, like where signals is just good, really good.
Couldn't tell you. So it doesn't matter. All that matters is that we're hanging out here, and we are going to be talking and just celebrating a terrific film, a terrific filmmaker. And hopefully you can watch this on the replay if you are watching this on the replay. And again, treat this as a podcast. Maybe go somewhere else. Go in terms of visuals. Don't look at the visuals, because it's probably going to be skipping like a DVD player. So
I hate when that would happen.
Yeah. So look away, but just make sure you're listening. Laren, did you see it, Tony? I believe Tony did see Nope today.
Thank you, Tony.
Nell Harper. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hello, Nell. Hello. You're now officially trusted. Because I remember seeing you in Tony's live stream. So who's calling you now?
Good question.
No one?
It might be Kat.
Oh, okay, cool. Tell her to watch the live.
Yeah, right.
Saw it this afternoon, Laren. Yes. Yeah. So what we're gonna do, there's no structure to this. This is not a formal movie review. This is a literal just hanging out session. This is all like, imagine you're hanging out with your buddies and you're just kind of shooting the crap about a movie that you both mutually like. So, yeah. And even, okay, so first of all, let's see. I assume if you're watching this live stream, or if you're watching after the fact, whatever, you've seen the movie.
Right.
Okay. I assume you've seen the movie.
Yeah, I should have had a graphic ready saying spoilers ahead.
That would have added to the lag.
So true.
Apparently StreamYard can't handle a simple audio and visual feed.
Yeah.
But there are going to be spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
But I would be curious if someone can prove me wrong in the live chat right now if you don't like the movie. So let's start right there, because we're obviously fans of it. That's why we're covering it. If we weren't fans of it, I don't think we would necessarily want it here on our channel. So Haley and I are fans of Nope. What about everybody that's watching? Let us know. Let's start there, and then we're going to kind of build from that.
Well, while their answers are coming in, out of 10, like obviously 10 out of 10 being a perfect score, what would you give it? And why?
Nice. I saw it last night. I had to miss Andrew's stream, but I caught the replay. Wow, dude. You missed Andrew's stream for this laggy stream.
I'm so sorry.
Incredible. Yeah, so 1 out of 10. I don't like doing I've kind of transcended, not saying I'm better than anybody. I kind of don't even like giving ratings to movies. I just kind of like saying I liked it or I didn't like it. That's kind of because it's such a gray area when you do a 1 to 10 or even an A to an, like to an F. An A to an F is a little better because I think everybody can understand what an A to an F is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like 10 because it gives like out of 10 because it gives a little more leeway because it's like 10 is like a perfect movie. I love this movie. Like I would put it as my favorites on Letterboxd. 5, like being 5 out of 10 is just like, yeah, I liked it. I might see it
Well, then
again.
what's it, like a 7?
A 7's like I would say a 7 is above average. Like I would recommend this to people, but
Okay.
I could see flaws in it.
Okay, well, apparently Nell has a 6.5 or a 7, I guess, depending on your mood.
Like that's pretty much like you really like it, but you wish there was like there's a couple points off where you think you could have done better, could have done,
Okay, good point, Laren. Yes, I liked it a lot. I'm not sure I could rate it just yet. I'm still thinking on it. So that's a
and
really
marinate.
that's a really good point because we saw it exactly 1 week and 1 day ago on opening day, and uh, not like obsessively, but every single day since we've seen it, obviously knowing that there's a live stream and whatnot coming up, the movie hasn't left my head, and I think it would still be that way even if we weren't doing a planned live stream. I think it would still be, let's tilt that up. There we go. I think it would still be that way, even if we weren't doing something on our channel here. So it definitely made an impact 100% because I went in with expectations
Oh, of course.
because, um, I mean, Jordan Peele is 3 for 3 for me. Okay. So everybody knows he started with what is arguably his best film. I think everybody would say Get Out is the best Jordan Peele film.
That's my favorite.
Uh, Favorite and best are two different things. I would actually agree that his best film is Get Out. My favorite of his films is Us, but I don't think it matches the quality of Get Out. I think
Okay.
I think what Get Out did was much more relatable, much more organic to our actual culture that we're living through. It's something that will never ever go away. Us is a little more like a Twilight Zone nightmare kind of thing.
Well, I feel like all of these are like Twilight Zones in a way.
Yeah, but this is the most grounded in reality. And yes, there's some crazy stuff that happens towards the end of that film, Get Out, but it's the most rooted in reality. Nope is, and this is why it's his most divisive film, I think, is because people started with super grounded in reality, and then we got a little further from reality, right? But it's
Right.
still like, okay, all right, I'm buying it. Now we're getting into UFO territory, and we're getting into aliens visiting us.
I'm pretty sure this one's classified as like a horror sci-fi film, like horror
Yeah,
slash sci-fi.
yeah, and if anything, sci-fi comes first.
Yeah.
On this particular
I agree.
description.
I agree.
If you look it up on Wikipedia, it's a science fiction horror film.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which matters. Position, order of words matters.
yeah, yeah. So I liked it as well. Laren's still thinking on it as well. Exactly. Yeah. And seriously, more than any of our other live streams, we're really counting on everybody that's watching right now and that's going to join in later on. Type away in that chat room because yes, we're going to talk about some stuff, but we're really going to feed off of you and your energy on this film as well. So, what I did was I did a little homework. I don't know. Did you do any homework on this? So
Depends on what you consider homework.
okay, well, I did a couple things here because I wanted to have some stuff that we could share and talk about. So there's been this funny because you and I both use Letterboxd. There's been this funny review that's been going around on like social media, particularly Facebook, and it's been rated and reviewed by a guy just named Zach.
Thanks,
Okay,
Zach.
so shout out to Zach. He gave it 4.5 stars. So that's
Okay.
like almost perfect because the highest you can go is 5. But this is the funny part. He gave it 4.5 stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his review starts off with movie was good. Okay. But then why is it 4.5 stars? But this is what he wrote. but I couldn't stop thinking about the guy in my theater during the Halloween Ends trailer who yelled, what is his problem with that lady?" So I love it because it starts off actually being related to Nope, and then it just totally just falls apart,
Oh,
and it's now all of a sudden about the Halloween Ends trailer.
what's his problem with that
And
lady?
he's obviously talking about a guy who apparently watched the trailer and shouted out, "What is your problem with Jamie Lee Curtis? Why do you hate her?" So,
Yeah, like
anyways.
Nope was fine and all. However,
But no, that's funny. He gave it 4.5 stars. Oh, and I'm not even like, here. I'll show you the thing here, right there.
Nope was fine, but
But okay, so it's a real review, and I found it funny.
it's funny.
Um, the next piece of homework that I did was because I wanted to think about, because I have a bold statement. I have a
Okay.
bold statement that I'm going to make here.
Okay.
So I wanted to kind of think about, what is this movie? Is it yes, it's a science fiction horror film, but is it a alien invasion film or is it a UFO film? I think there's a distinction there. I think a UFO film isn't necessarily an alien invasion film.
No, it's not.
An alien invasion film, I'm thinking something along the lines of War of the
The
Worlds,
Thing.
The Thing, The Blob,
The Blob.
right?
I
Something
love
that comes
Blob.
from another part of the galaxy, whatever you want to, and is attacking the humanity on this planet. A UFO film is something different. It's they typically just kind of just like descend and observe and kind of take in the information they want, and then they can go away and then they come back, right? So there's a difference. I don't know what I would classify this movie as, because it's kind of a conglomeration of both of them.
I disagree.
It's a UFO film, but it's also an alien attack film because we're literally being sucked up into.
Yeah, but like it's so ambiguous. Like he left that so vague. I think he didn't want us to like because alien invasion films, they want us to focus on what the thing is. But like, but Jordan Peele, I feel like it's more about how we go about it versus it's the human response versus what the creature actually is.
Okay, interesting. So I couldn't figure it out. So I just was like, all right, whatever. Let's talk about both of them. Let's talk about UFOs and talk about alien invasion films. So I found a list that was kind of compiled of the 20 best prior to Nope, alien invasion / UFO films. 20, right?
Okay.
And I'm not even able, and we're going to kind of one by one, we're going to go through and we're going to see what everyone in the chat says as well. We're going to see if they agree, disagree. Because some of these I'm like, okay. So number 1 is Arrival from, I think, 2015, if I'm not mistaken, with Amy Adams. That's the one where like the aliens come down and like Amy Adams is like trying to learn the language of the aliens. It's from Denis Villeneuve. So this is on that list, like Arrival. And I've seen Arrival, and it's not something that I would think even compares to what we watched with Nope. The Thing.
The Thing. Yeah.
Okay. The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. E.T. The Extraterrestrial.
Hot take. I don't like that movie.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I've heard of it.
Which is probably the biggest inspiration for this film. District 9.
Heard of it.
Independence Day.
Of course.
That's like one of the classics. Men in Black.
Yes.
Okay. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Okay, from my understanding, okay, yeah, like yes, the thing appears on Earth, right? I forget what it's called, the thing that just kind of appears, right? And it sets the movie in motion. But the vast majority of that film is in space.
That's like considered like calling film Alien an invasion
Yeah,
film.
like 2001: A Space Odyssey is pretty much in space, from my understanding.
Okay.
I think it's called The Monolith, if I'm not mistaken. Can someone fact check me on that? The Monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Signs, M. Night Shyamalan's Signs. Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson, where she like transforms and kills dudes and stuff. Tim Burton's Mars Attacks.
Ew.
Robert Zemeckis' Contact with Jodie Foster, I believe, and Matthew McConaughey. Annihilation with Natalie Portman. Lilo and Stitch.
Okay. Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch. Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. Predator. The Day the Earth Stood Still, not the Keanu Reeves remake, the original. Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And finally, They Live.
Oh, duh.
So
Yeah,
that's,
okay.
I don't know who compiled that list, but it was listed under the 20 best prior to Nope alien invasion UFO films.
Lilo and Stitch.
Right? So I'm like, okay, Lilo and Stitch, I guess we're throwing into the conversation here for making sure families feel included. My bold statement is this is the greatest UFO film of all time. This is, and if that's like if that's too bold for people out there, then I'll bring it down a couple notches and I'll say this is my favorite UFO film of all time.
Okay, I'll take that.
But in my heart, I believe it to be the greatest UFO film that's ever been put on film.
But that's such an unfair statement. That's such an unfair statement.
It is because one, I haven't seen every
Have you seen
UFO
Lilo and Stitch?
film.
Have you seen Lilo and Stitch?
Right? I haven't seen every single UFO film. So that's unfair. But all the ones that I have seen typically have, except for like the more modern ones, War of the Worlds from Steven Spielberg, which we'll watch one day because you have to, like, that's actually a pretty good movie. Most of them have a campy feel to them, whether it's the characters, whether it's the dialogue, whether it's just the fact that they took place in the 50s and that's inherently campy, right? They all have a campiness to them. And I never, ever felt in danger, terrified, scared. I watched Jordan Peele's Nope, and there were moments in this film, particularly with the UFO, which is what do they call it? I forget what they call it. No. And like they give it a name.
Jean Jacket.
Jean Jacket. Yeah. So like when Jean Jacket is very much above the house, right? The farmhouse. Like I was actually nervous. I was actually terrified the way it was presented, the mute, like everything about it. Like this movie worked for me on so many levels. And I know we're all over the place here. We're gonna kind of reel it back in because I do want to pull up like the summary of the film and just kind of go through and kind of talk about it, right? Mm-hmm. So we're on a kind of even path here.
You're a little too spastic for me. That's why I can't quite put much dialogue in.
Yeah, so we're gonna kind of reel it back in here and we're gonna break down what we saw with the film and we're gonna talk about it from scene to scene in a way. And we'll share it here so everyone can
What's it rated on Rotten Tomatoes right now?
Right now it has an 82.
What's the audience score though?
82 for critics. It has a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb and a 70 from people.
Yeah, so that's
with 5,000 ratings.
That's his lowest right now.
Yeah, it's going to stay that way. It's going to be his most divisive film.
Now, playing devil's advocate, why do you think that is? Like, put your mind,
because this is not the Jordan Peele that we've established with his first two films.
Correct.
It's not horror first and then whatever second. It's science fiction first, which automatically alienates people, right? Sci-fi, yeah. Sci-fi is very science fiction is even nichier than horror. I think there's not too many.
Of course,
there's not too many sci-fi conventions. There's not when you I don't know what the number would be, but there's a lot of horror conventions. There's not that many science fiction conventions. Okay, because it's a narrower genre that people get invested in. So that's why it's throwing people off. I think it's not enough horror, and Jordan Peele has really kind of presented himself as the horror guy.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's the most divisive. And All right, so here we go. We're gonna share the screen here. We're gonna go through it, kind of share our feelings about Nope. So we are on the Wikipedia page here.
If you want to, I was wondering if you just wanted to do the chat before we
Oh, do
went
the
off the
chat
screen.
first. Hold on. There we go. Do the chat first. All right, let's do the chat. My favorite of his films is Us. Yep, I agree, Tony. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, it seems like this is a mixture of the two. Are you talking Get Out?
No, he's talking about the UFOs and the alien invasion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure, 100%. I need to rewatch Us. I haven't seen it I haven't seen it since the theater. I didn't like it as much as Get Out. Tony grabbed the Us Steelbook the other day. Great artwork on that thing.
I like to see that.
Yes. Yeah. It's basically the scissors. That's all it is, the pair of scissors.
I haven't seen it since a little after Halloween Horror Nights in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Try The Faculty if you haven't. Yeah, that's isn't Robert Rodriguez attached to that in some capacity, The Faculty? And Fire in the Sky.
Interesting.
Stuart. Love that Squidward profile picture. Hello. The alien thing in this looked like the inside of okay. Right. Well, honestly, you know what? I mean, I think it might be semi-intentional. I wouldn't be surprised if it was designed in a way to be designed.
I just kind of thought it was like an esophagus
in that way.
Yeah. Very sure. I would like to see a behind the scenes of that.
Yeah.
Like, what were they really in?
Well, that's what I'm hoping, because on the bonus features for Us, yeah, there are like stuff, but there's no movie commentary. There is one for Get Out, and I'm curious if that's Jordan Peele or if that's someone else. It doesn't say if it's Jordan Peele.
I would like a movie commentary of Nope.
I would love yeah. All right, so here we go. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna see what this summary says here.
Mm-hmm.
Zoom in just a little bit more so everyone can kind of see it as best as possible. All right, so the movie opens with a Bible verse, right? Which is interesting, because it starts with, "I will cast abominable filth upon you, make you vile, and make you a spectacle."
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
totally forgot.
And I'm kind of 50-50 on movies that open with verses or quotes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It depends. It depends.
It honestly, it makes me roll my eyes a little bit. It makes me go, "Oh, here we go. This movie takes itself that serious that they're gonna throw a quote at me."
I would believe Jordan Peele would.
Yes, but I still felt it, and I don't know. Like I kind of roll my eyes. I kind of find it to be a little cheesy opening your movie with any kind of a quote.
I just find it ironic that, well, actually, I might be getting a little ahead of myself.
Okay.
But just because I'm definitely going to forget it. But I remember when we were in the car and I was talking about the design of the creature, the monster, jean jacket. Okay, jean jacket. It very much looked like, if anybody's ever seen like true depictions of angels in the Bible, like how they're described, and then people drawing them up. And there's this one, I believe it's called the Seraph, and it has like a huge center eye, and it has wings, like ginormous wings on either side. And it very much looks like jean jacket. So the fact that, and it might be what Jordan Peele took inspiration of, because it's a little like uncanny, but the fact that it opens with a Bible verse and I'm saying that jean jacket looks like a biblical depiction of angels is interesting.
Yeah, it's probably definitely, and that would have to be something that, because I've actually watched a few interviews with him, and I don't think anyone's brought that up. So that would be interesting if this does come with a feature documentary or a commentary, sorry, when the Blu-ray hits shelves. Be interesting to see if he makes any mention of any kind of biblical inspiration besides just the Bible verse.
Yeah.
Obviously, in interviews I've seen with him since, he says this movie is very much about the negative effects of spectacle, right? And And so the movie literally opens with a quote about making you a spectacle and how that's a bad thing. So that's interesting. And then the summary starts with, in 1998, on the soundstage for the sitcom Gordy's Home. Love that.
Gordy.
Love that name of a show.
Love that monkey.
The titular chimpanzee animal actor attacks and maims 3 of its co-stars after being startled by the pop of a helium balloon. The show's youngest actor, Ricky Jupe Park, hides under a table and is unharmed, though traumatized by the experience. The chimp finds Jupe and extends his hand for a fist bump just before being shot dead by authorities. So we actually don't see that in the beginning of the movie. This is like basically taking the beginning and the middle of the movie and putting it together.
Yeah. It didn't show the fist bump that early on. That was kind of.
Yeah. Like the movie just opens with the monkey kind of.
We don't even see who's under the table.
Yeah. We just see the monkey and then all of a sudden he looks at the camera and then it cuts. And I remember when that happened. And then, of course, we get some context when Steven Yeun's character comes in and tells people, tells Daniel Kaluuya's character and Keke Palmer's characters, what happened. And then I remember sitting in the theater and I was like, oh, I kind of hope we go back to that, because I've said it here on the channel before. Like one of my fantasies in life, one of my, I guess, bucket list things is to have a chimpanzee and walk around like a store with it.
Holding your pinky.
Holding my pinky, particularly Target. After watching this movie, I don't necessarily know that I want.
Well, just don't take him by any balloons.
Yeah. Monkeys and balloons don't go together, apparently. This was the scariest, and I've seen some pretty intense, like the Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War. Those like 3 movies in the new Planet of the Apes trilogy. Those are some pretty intense monkeys in those movies. This monkey
King Kong
scared me to death. I was, and that was the most unnerved I was in the entire film, because that is like real. That's real.
Yeah, of course.
Like a UFO, like that's scary, but a monkey that's maiming people.
Yeah, that's happened.
That is actually genuinely scary to me.
Yeah.
So that whole scene when we're actually in there, I was like, wow, okay. All right.
Monkey, bad monkey.
Way to go, Jordan Peele. You actually made a monkey scary, like actually scary. So anyways,
I still like monkeys.
It starts there, and then we go to the present day, right? Where ranch owner Otis Haywood Sr. trains and handles horses for film and television productions. When he is killed by a nickel through the eye that falls inexplicably from the sky, his children, Otis, OJ, Haywood Jr., and Emerald M. Haywood, inherit the ranch. Okay. What did you think when that scene happened? With the father?
Well, I only learned that it was a nickel after the fact because I can't see that well. It was definitely jarring, I would say.
Yeah.
Because it really did come out of nowhere.
Quite literally.
Yes.
Quite literally came out of nowhere.
Yes. But, I mean, to kill off him so fast.
And I thought they casted really well because they actually looked like father and son.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Not just because of the skin color, but literally because of actual likeness in facial features and everything. I was like, brilliant casting on the behalf of the father and Daniel Kaluuya. There was, I don't know if you caught it, and it's a very small moment, the way Jordan Peele and his cinematographer stage it, but it's the camera's on Daniel Kaluuya, right? And he's looking up into the sky because that's when the stuff starts falling. And the father's in the back on the horse, and he's looking up into the sky as well, I think, or he's just normal. And the camera pans away, right, to kind of look up into the sky with Daniel Kaluuya. And then when it comes down, that's when the father is just in that weird.
Yeah, I mean,
brilliant.
Yes.
Like I love the just one take of he's normal, camera goes up, camera comes down, he's not normal.
Not to undermine the scene, but I just think the whole movie is beautifully shot.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, like it.
Potentially his most beautifully looking film.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of the
scenery.
The scenery and the setting of the entire thing.
Even inside the grocery store, like it still looked like very artistically put together.
Yeah.
Like everything had a place for a reason.
Yep.
Love that.
We'll take a little break there. Robert Rodriguez did direct The Faculty. Okay, yeah. Yep. I haven't seen it, but I have heard of it. Thoughts on the CGI chimp?
Yeah.
I don't think either of us knew it was a CGI chimp until it came really close to Stephen Yeun's character.
Yeah, not for me. I didn't realize it was a CGI chimp until he took his hat off, and it was something about the fluidity of that movement or like the intention of it that was like, that's not a monkey.
I thought it was a real monkey.
Yeah, I mean, I did, like, for the entire, like, almost the entire beginning of the scene, because like, when he took his hat off, that was, like, right before the camera cut, I believe.
Yeah.
And so that whole time, I was just like, "They got a monkey."
Yeah, I thought, well, because that's the funny thing about it, and then, of course, it turns out to be a CGI chimp, but I would have found it funny if they actually did have a real chimp on set because of, what that scene signifies and the dangers involved, and like Jordan Peele's like, let's use a real chimp anyway, and of course what the movie is all about, like the whole horse training thing. I actually thought it was a real monkey. Apparently Tony did not. Apparently Tony actually thought the CGI chimp was terrible, and he hated that whole subplot.
I can understand, like, my opinion. Don't judge anything I say as to be like my true opinion, because I'm gonna be devil's advocate this whole time because that's what I do. But the subplot, I I can understand why people didn't like it, and I wasn't much a fan of it. But to show like what it really signifies, like the whole undermine of the film, or at least the theory behind the undermine of the film, I thought it was well done. But I don't like the excuse me. I don't like the fact that it opened with that scene. Because, like you said, it was like one of the scariest for you.
Mhm.
So it's like you're starting so high, and then so I don't like that it opened with the scene.
I was okay with it. I did enjoy the fictional 90s SNL sketch they described. Yeah, that was actually a really cool moment too.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
When he's talking about how it got turned into an SNL sketch, and how who played Chris Kattan played Gordy.
Yeah.
That was funny. Because I was like, who are they gonna cast as Gordy in the SNL sketch? And I was thinking maybe like Adam Sandler or something.
Yeah, Chris.
Because he has a temper.
Yeah.
I feel like that could have worked. But then Chris Kattan is so small.
He does look like a monkey.
And he's small. So that kind of works.
Well, I guess like for a hot second, I was like, wait a minute. Is
it real? Yeah.
Like, wait a minute.
Like, did I actually miss a sketch?
Like, well, even so, it's like, did this show exist? Where have I been? I kind of felt like I was in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait a minute, has this existed the whole time? And I never even realized it.
I didn't get too scared because the CGI took me out of it a bit. I don't know. Maybe you were sitting closer to the screen. Maybe our screen wasn't that big. I legit thought, and I'm a stickler for watching a movie and picking out, oh, that's bad CGI. Oh, okay, that's good CGI. I was totally, maybe I actually did realize it was CGI, but I was so into it. Right?
Mhm.
That I just totally, like, my mind just skipped a beat of realizing it was a CGI monkey.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. Keith David rocks, a Carpenter regular. Keith David. Wait, hold on. Keith David, isn't Keith David the guy from Christine, isn't he?
Blink, blink, blink.
Hold on, we're going here. Wait, no. Keith David. Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, no way.
Yeah,
oh my God,
he's
wait.
from They Live.
Oh my God,
and that's the father.
He's so old.
Yeah, that's the father.
He's so. I didn't even realize it. How? Because he has such a distinct voice. Well, how did I not put two and two together?
He had a very limited role in this movie.
Yeah.
He kind of appeared and then he was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking of the main guy from Christine, but I'm pretty sure his name is like Keith something. Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting.
That just kind of I feel
Also,
stupid.
also in an interview, I found out Jordan Peele's purposefully, and they even make mention of it in the movie for a totally different reason, which is this is why I love Jordan Peele. He's so smart, right? He knows people are coming to his movies who have seen Get Out and Us because both of those films, particularly Get Out, not so much Us, but there is still a part of it that involves race, right?
Right.
Racism, all
Right.
that stuff, the bad words we don't like to talk about, all that stuff. They are involved in those movies. So it's interesting that he picks a character to name him OJ.
Well, somebody makes mention of that.
Arguably one of the most hated black men in the entire world, right? OJ is not liked by many people.
I don't think by any people.
Okay, I'm sure he has his fans, but he picks that for a character, and in the movie, a white woman goes, "Wait, your name is OJ," and I think she says something like "interesting" or something.
No,
Now,
I think she was like, "Are you serious?"
something like that. Now, that's funny for the audience because we're like, "Oh, haha, racist, racism." You don't okay, I understand what's going on. Like I understand what's going on here. Yes, plus it's associated to a murderer. I understand that. A murderer who happens to be black. But Jordan Peele really chose this name because OJ is associated with spectacle. He is associated with negative spectacle.
Yeah.
That's why he chose it.
Mm. I'm sorry, but every time I heard OJ, I thought of orange juice.
OJ.
That's what I thought of.
I thought it was genius just in the movie. And then, of course, when I watched interviews and did more research, I was like, oh, that's even more brilliant. Like your layers upon layers are so fascinating.
This movie has layers. Ogres have layers.
It's very much Shrek. OJ tries to keep the business afloat and maintain his father's legacy, while M seeks fame and fortune in Hollywood. The Haywoods claim that the unnamed jockey in the famous The Horse in Motion series of photographs was their ancestor, which is really cool. I like that they kind of tie this in,
Yeah.
This whole thing that we've all seen, I think, at one point in our lives.
Well, it's funny because I guess I unknowingly did some homework because I was on Letterboxd last night and I was just looking. I was like, because, with our recent fascination for like super old film, they have things listed from like the 70s and like 1878, I think was this one.
Mhm.
And that person, Maybridge, I would feel bad for mispronouncing it, but they did a lot of those sort of moving pictures, but it was like a lot of them were like nude people. Funny enough, like
Interesting.
nude white people, and it's like you have this very famous horse like jockey, and then a bunch of naked people. That was funny to me.
Yeah, it's look at you guys, Stuart. Someone say Shrek. I love Shrek.
Yeah, who doesn't?
It's just a cool little thing. Doesn't really do much for the story. It's just a cool little tie-in, and it's not even actually confirmed because it claim, right? So I would actually be not that surprised if in the movie somewhere along like the lines we found out that was just like a bunch of BS. Like just like it's a nice selling point for their business.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Most likely they're not related. It's just Keke Palmer's character M trying to feel important kind of thing.
It's based on the father's pitch.
Yeah.
Because it
The one who got the nickel through the eye.
Yeah, he recorded that and it's her reciting.
Recycling it. But it's like, that whole like
I'm
thing
saying her character didn't make it up.
Yeah, no. But being passed down lies,
right,
through generations and generations. Oh, your father was the most important man that ever. Then you carry that with you.
Yeah.
Teach it to your kids. Your grandfather was the most important man that ever lived. 6 months later, while filming a commercial with prominent cinematographer Antlers Holst, one of the horses reacts violently when the crew startles it. When they do that, that thing that happens throughout the movie,
light.
the whole like a lot. The Haywoods are fired from the project, and the ranch's financial woes force OJ to sell horses to Jupe, Stephen Yun, who has moved nearby and set up Jupiter's Claim, a small Western theme park where he exploits his story of the Gordy's home massacre for profit.
How did you feel about like the almost chapters, quote unquote?
Well, where they're naming horses,
Yeah.
like
Well,
horse
then,
names pop up.
well, the horses' names and then Gordy.
Yeah.
How do you
Well,
feel?
at first I didn't understand what that he was like even in. Like I didn't the first title card that pops up with the name. I'm just like, okay. Started with a Bible verse. Now we're just throwing in random names here. What's going on, Jordan Peele? And then it made sense once you started kind of figuring out, okay, we're individually following horses now, like
Yeah.
the horses' names.
But then Gordy.
And then Gordy. I want to talk about Jupiter's Claim.
Oh.
I want to talk about the fact that one, I want to visit this place. And you actually can. It's on the backlot tour in, of course, Hollywood, not Orlando.
Yeah, of course. Other side of the country.
But I just love it, and it's such a beautiful design of like production design of this thing is incredible, and I understand what it's saying here. He exploits his story for profit, but it's like, where is he actually besides the rodeo part, right? That's really where he's exploiting it, right?
Well,
Whereas the whole theme park
the whole theme park is
is
based. It's not based on Gordy's home.
no, yeah, well,
It's based on because I guess prior to Gordy's home, he was on a show as Jupe the cowboy, the little cowboy kid, and because he was then associated with Gordy, he used like his name because I'm sure that became like a household name.
yeah,
For like, oh my god, did you see? But
yeah.
So he's using his name and his property, like his character, to like, because people are gonna want to come see this older child star.
But is everything around it exploitation, like the games that people can play and stuff? Like, is that
Of
like
course, I mean, you have a
like are
well in the middle of the place that requires money to take a picture.
okay, but it has really like if you didn't know about the history, you wouldn't know that this has anything to do with. It's just a random theme park.
Well, then he also has. Well, there's the theme park, but then there's also the museum of because.
But that's
Gordy.
hidden. That's hidden behind the.
But he
the
charges a
thing,
fee.
right?
He charges a fee
Okay,
because he was like, I normally charge a lot of money for this,
that's
but
right. Yeah, he does say that.
and it's literally just
And it's funny that it's Jupiter's Claim, right? So it has a double like it's a double meaning because we're dealing with UFOs and stuff, and Jupiter is a planet
Yeah.
far away.
Yeah.
But it's also his name, Jupiter, and it's his claim, right? He's claiming.
claim to fame.
It's interesting. It's interesting. It's a cool name.
Speaking of that little museum memorabilia, something I didn't understand, and maybe somebody could help me out here, was they made like an emphasis on this shoe, this blue shoe that was just standing upright.
Oh yeah, the blue shoe that was just kind of
It was just kind of
propped up.
standing there, like by itself, not propped up on anything. And then that specific shoe has its own glass case in the back.
And it's still standing up, right? Is it
Well,
still standing up?
I don't know, but either way, it's propped up at the very least. But nobody mentions the shoe.
Yeah. What does the shoe mean?
Why is the shoe? Well, first of all, how did the shoe get like that? Why is it doing that? And nobody says anything about it. Nobody.
I don't know. M encourages OJ to sell the ranch to Jupe, feeling no connection to the business and recalling that their father broke his promise to train her own horse. The Haywoods notice their home electrically fluctuating. Oh, notice their home electricity fluctuating, sorry, and their horses vanishing or violently reacting to an unknown presence. They discover an unidentified flying object, UFO, shaped like a flying saucer that has been devouring their horses and spitting out inorganic matter, which caused their father's death. The siblings decide to document evidence of the UFO's existence and recruit Fry's electronics employee Angel Torres.
Well, he kind of recruited himself. But.
Yeah, to set up surveillance cameras, electrical interference from the UFO, and a praying mantis on one of the cameras prevent them from getting clear footage, but Angel notices a nearby cloud that never moves. They deduce that it's the UFO's hiding place. Okay, lots to take in there. First of all, the guy that they hire, right? Interesting. I originally thought this was Dave Franco, James Franco's brother. I thought that's who this was. Like, I thought that he had like makeup on or something. I remember watching one of the trailers and going, "Oh, Dave Franco's in this movie." Apparently, he gives me strong Dave Franco vibes. Obviously, he's the comedic kind of relief of the film.
I didn't like him.
This is where, yeah, like a lot of people are kind of hit or miss on this
I
guy.
didn't like him.
This is really, I think, where Jordan Peele gets because he always has to work comedy into his all of his films have a comedic edge to them. And this is really where he gets to kind of work with this guy.
Like, everybody feels pretty organic. I'd even argue that like the director is pretty organic, but this one character feels very forced. It's
Yeah.
like he literally forces himself into his role, like of setting up the cameras, like, oh, you can't do it yourself.
I liked it.
And then spying on I don't even know
because his girlfriend broke up with him because she got famous or something. She ended up on the CW or something. So he's down on his luck. He has nothing to do.
So is that even possible? Somebody at like the Best Buy Geek Squad, tell me, is that even possible to like tap into somebody's surveillance cameras remotely?
If this was like the 80s, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's a little. It's like set in the modern day. So
I mean, I guess because he set him up. I don't know.
yeah,
Weird.
he messed around with him a little bit.
And even Kiki Palmer's like, is that legal? Like, I don't think that's legal.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have any issues with him, and I actually found some of his stuff pretty darn funny, like his little quips and everything. I actually did pick up on the when the praying mantis was happening. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that was just coincidence.
Oh no!
Like, I kind of figured that the moment the UFO was gone,
yeah, of course,
the praying mantis was going to leave.
Yeah,
right. Like the UFO commanded the praying mantis, or maybe that wasn't even actually a praying mantis. Maybe that was like a little tiny thing working for the UFO. Who knows? I don't know.
Yuck.
Now, when they showed, because the realization that the cloud never moves, when they showed the footage,
yeah,
I was like, what did I miss? What's going on here? And then, because remember, Daniel Kaluuya's character, that's just what I'm always going to describe them as, OJ, when he says, hey, look, I found that, or Angel notices, whatever. Whoever noticed that the cloud doesn't move, they have footage from the surveillance camera, and they do like a time lapse.
Yeah.
When they did that time lapse and we're watching it as the audience, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I was like,
I did.
I was like, wait, what did I miss?
I did, and I have terrible eyes.
I was like, wait, hold on. Like, I was expecting something to pop up on the screen or something. It was way too subtle. Well, it was way too subtle, which is obviously the point. So. It's definitely the point.
But when they blew it up on the screen, you didn't see the cloud?
I caught nothing. It took them telling me that the cloud never moves. Then I was like, oh, wait. Oh, okay, cool.
It was.
Am I the only one? Like, did everyone else catch that when the footage went by?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty prominent, I would say.
I didn't see it at all. I noticed there's a lot of fabric in this movie, including the inflatable blow-up guys, the design of the alien, and even the name jean jacket. A lot of fabric, yeah.
Interesting.
I wonder what fabric has to do with anything.
Interesting.
I'm sure it has something to do with something, man. Yeah, those blow-up guys, those inflatable blow-up guys.
The wacky, waveable, inflatable, inflating tube men.
I remember I talked about it a little bit in a live stream previously, that YouTube channel I watch, Grim Life Collective, they went to the opening of Jupiter's Claim, and they had those at the event as well, those blow-up guys. And the guy filming, I forget his name, the main guy of that channel, he's like, something about these things just creeps me out. The way they move, the way they're suddenly like down and then up.
Do they not remind you of car salesmen?
Yeah, for sure.
Wacky, waveable, inflatable, arm flailing tube men.
Yeah, they're bad. Like, they're like, in a good way, bad. Like, they are genuinely unsettling. Those like inflatable things that just keep doing this.
They're just little guys. They're just little guys.
The design of the alien, yeah. That's actually one of my gripes with the film, is the design of the UFO from the outside. The inside's cool. The outside is very uninspired to me. It's very just kind of plain.
Yeah, I like it when it the creature expands like to its final form, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
I like that. But yeah,
like
the
the normal design of it. I don't know, and maybe that's what Peel was going for. Maybe he wanted that. He wanted like a very simplistic design. But for me, it was just like, okay, I feel like I've seen this a
Mhm.
thousand times, and maybe that's the point. Maybe you feel like you've seen this a thousand times. He does charge people to go in the room like 50K. Wow, 50K.
And I'm sure people paid because he still has it.
Oh yeah.
And he was willing to buy a whole ranch.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Jupe introduces a live show in Jupiter's claim and plans to use a horse as bait to lure out the UFO, which has been feeding the Haywood's horses, which he has been feeding the Haywood's horses to for months in front of a paying audience. The UFO arrives and devours Jupe, his family, and the entire audience. Okay, so poor Stephen Yun.
Yeah.
Poor Stephen
Killed
Yun.
off too soon again.
He gets a nice, cool role similar to The Walking Dead, and he's killed.
Yeah, I did like seeing him in the cowboy get up.
And he's killed. Yeah, I really quickly because we are Walking Dead fans. I pretty quickly disassociated from The Walking Dead
Oh yeah, me too.
because I'm always nervous about that. I'm always nervous about going into a movie or a show with an actor who has been in something that means a lot to me
Mhm.
and not being able to let go of that particular character they played
Yeah.
and not accepting them as this new character. I totally bought like pretty quickly. I think the moment he opened that door into the museum, I was like, all right, cool. He's not Glenn.
No.
He's Jupiter or Jupe or whatever.
Also, speaking of Stephen Young, I think my guy is aging like a fine wine.
Oh yeah.
Like, doesn't look a day older
Looks
than
good.
when he died in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, like they could bring him back in The Walking Dead right now.
Yeah,
As
and-
like an immediate flashback.
right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I would still buy it. That it was like in that continuity from 2016 when he last left the show. Andrew Lincoln, not so much. He's kind of aging a little worse.
Got a little salt and pepper going on.
Yeah. Putting on a little weight, I can tell too at Comic-Con. But anyways, I very instantly let go of him as Glenn.
Mhm.
So that was really cool. But he does die. His last moment, I believe, is actually in the trailers when he's looking up and his hat flies back.
Yeah.
Right. And he's just looking up. That's the last time we see him.
Mm.
Cool. I like a nice off-screen death. You know?
Yeah.
I like a nice off-screen death.
Personally, I mean, take for what you will, but like when they show briefly the inside of the creature, I disliked it. Like when they show like people like squirming inside.
Oh
and then,
no, I love that.
And
that's scary. That's funny because we've been talking because like I watched that guy that fell down the very narrow tunnel, the Nutty Putty incident. Look that up, Nutty Putty Cave. The guy who died in Nutty Putty Cave.
Not for the faint of heart.
Oh man, if you're claustrophobic, don't watch that. So like that's like, oh man, like I was like, oh, that's a horrible way to go.
I think it could have been done a little better. Because it kind of felt like something about. I like the idea. Okay, don't get me wrong. I like the idea. And then when the one woman found like the horse corpse or something in there, like that was neat. But something about that scene felt very cheap to me.
I mean, it probably was very cheap to make.
But it's like you have this beautiful film. Like it's very, I forget like how people describe it, but like you could take a screenshot like anywhere and have it as your wallpaper.
Okay. Yeah.
But then you have this scene where it kind of just looks like you threw like a blanket on top of somebody and said like, get out. Like
get out. Maybe that's what Jordan Peele did.
Yeah.
He threw it on all the actors and was like, get out.
Yeah. No. All right. Now get out.
And then everyone was screaming, let us out.
But it's like, or like, you know, back when you were like in elementary school and you had like those parachutes in gym class and you would all run under it. It'd be like that. All right, now find your way back out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just.
But why I like it, and it's a shame because it's looking like it's not going to happen. But I was definitely advocating for it because this is a Universal film. I was advocating, hopeful, Nope would be turned into a Halloween Horror Nights house.
Yeah.
If they don't, I feel like they missed their chance, their mark. They really missed a cool opportunity here because you could do all this stuff, right? You could literally do what because they've done it before at Halloween Horror Nights where you go into a part of the house and it's really tight
Yeah.
and you have to walk through.
Yeah.
You could do that with this. You could feel like you're somehow being sucked up into the UFO, and now you have to somehow get out of there.
I could see it being in the very back house where Beetlejuice was last year.
Yeah, one of the tent houses in the tents.
But you know what I'm talking about? Like at the very end of the Beetlejuice house.
Oh wait, that's not a tent one.
No, it's
that
not.
that one's like a warehouse.
It is a warehouse.
Okay, yeah.
Like it was where Beetlejuice was last year, and it was where the graveyard was in 2019. In the very back.
Yeah, it could be.
You have to. I believe you have to get through
like
the Barney section. What was Barney?
Yeah, you have to walk through the Barney.
Like it's back where ET is. But there's at the very end of the house, it's very narrow and very long.
Yeah.
And
perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
And of course the farmhouse with one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when and we'll probably highlight it here, is when the UFO is hovering above the house and it's raining blood.
I didn't like that.
It's just like dousing the thing in blood, and the blood is coming down the window pane very, very cinematically, and then the camera's panning up slowly, and then talking about what you just said, where you can take a screenshot when the lightning flashes or something, and you just see the red coming down.
Like
incredible.
I like what it does. Like it's very eerie, but like I've been reading like theories and stuff, and I guess it's a little too far-fetched for what people are trying to say it represents. Like, of course, this creature is supposed to represent like dominance, like predator versus prey, and people are saying that they did that, like the creature was doing that to establish its dominance, like I am above you, like yeah, something along those lines. And it's just kind of like, okay, can somebody give me a better explanation? Like marking their territory? I don't know. It just seemed disjointed is the best way I can put it.
Oh, right at the end here. To counteract Jean Jacket's effects on electronics, Holst brings a hand-cranked IMAX film camera to capture footage. The group work out a plan using Tube Man props to determine...
You skipped.
What are we talking about?
You skipped.
Oh, I skipped?
Yes. You stopped right here.
Where did I stop?
After entire audience.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. I was like, wow, I feel like we skipped some parts of this movie. OJ deduces that the UFO is not a spaceship, but a predatory creature asserting dominance, and that it eats anything that looks directly at it. Which was, it's like one of those movie conveniences. It's like, oh, of course you figure that out. Like, I feel like if I was in this situation, I wouldn't have been able to figure that out.
Yeah.
But
like we think as the audience, like, duh.
I like how he figures it out because it's the callback to that thing, which I forget what that thing is. I know it's a filmmaking thing. That like thing.
I want to say it's like a mirror. I want to say it's to redirect light.
Something. It's like on one side, it's not a mirror. Like you can't see yourself in it. And then you turn it around and you can see yourself in it. So I like that that's how he figures it out. Yeah. Right. So that's cool. But again, it's like one of those movie conveniences. So utilizing similar methods to those used to break and train horses, OJ believes they can influence the creature's behavior to get footage of it without being killed. After a second attempt at recording footage of the creature, now dubbed Jean Jacket, the three decide to hire Holst for assistance. Holst initially refuses, but eventually reconsiders after hearing about the incident at Jupiter's Claim.
I feel like it's neat what they do. And I'm sure, like, you know, creatures are not without their flaws. Nothing is, like, perfect. But there are definitely some times where it was, like, very pick and choosy when it decided that it was going to react to being looked at and when it didn't.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, did the big creature in the sky, like the span of 2 school buses, not notice like a couple times when it wasn't being looked at? Or
yeah, those are the
but it was like always like very convenient.
The cinematic logistics of how this thing works. never really explained, but I kind of actually like that it's, you know, a little ambiguous. I love the moment, like the prank when he thinks he finds one of the creatures or whatever in the like farmhouse or something. Remember? It turns out to be a prank by the three kids.
Oh yeah. Took me a second.
And obviously throughout the movie, we're hearing the word nope a lot. But
I counted 8 times.
but I like that. But like that's the one that sticks with me personally when he's like, nope.
No, I like when he's in the car and when OJ's in the car and I think like I forget where he's coming from, but I think he realizes that Emerald's still in the house or something, and he notices maybe it's like storming. I don't know. I don't remember. It was like right before the TMZ guy showed up,
The TMZ guy.
and he just kind of looked out the window. He's like, nope. That was the funniest to me.
That was funny.
Because like if I were like I would have stayed in the car, and it kind of looked like he was gonna.
Let's see here. To counteract Jean Jacket's effects on electronics, they bring a hand cranked IMAX film camera to capture footage. Very cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Smart. The group work out a plan using tube man props to determine, that's what they're called, I guess, to determine where the creature is in the sky. A trespassing TMZ reporter, which is funny because I mean, I don't think they wear like shirts that say TMZ, like actual TMZ people. I don't think they wear that. No. But at no point when I was watching it was I was like I didn't pick up on him being a TMZ reporter until they said it again. I just thought he was like, I don't know what I thought he was because he was weird at first. He was very weird. Like I forget how the interaction went down, but it was very bizarre.
He was very sleazy. I like that moment a lot because
well, I like when he flew off the bike.
Yeah.
And like it's in the distance, and you just hear. Yeah, that was funny.
But I like because it's very real. Like that would so happen. Like the TMZ guys would so do that. Like go all the way to your house to try and film it for themselves. With your experience with TMZ.
Yeah, with Bob Saget.
Yeah. But I love when he was like on the ground, like obviously very injured, and he's like, my camera. Yeah, where's my camera?
He wants his camera.
Get this on film. Like he's about to die, and he's like, get it on
film. The shot. He needs the shot. A trespassing reporter is thrown from his electric motorcycle because of the interference and devoured while begging OJ to film the event. Holst is overcome by the sight of Jean Jacket and allows himself to be devoured along with his camera, ruining the group's plan and forcing the remaining three to separate. That part I wasn't too crazy about. That little twist, right?
Yeah.
Like a little twist.
I like what he said though, because it was all about getting the impossible shot. And he said something along the lines of that we don't deserve the impossible.
Okay, well, the impossible shot is impossible for a reason. So if you want the impossible shot, don't think the impossible shot is actually going to be ever going to be seen. It's impossible because you're dead.
No, the impossible shot was to even get the creature on film to begin with.
Yes, but then I think he takes it a step further by wanting to by purposefully being devoured, right? Because that's what it says. He's being purposely being devoured to try to go into it.
Oh.
And still filming, right? As he's being sucked up, he's still filming, isn't he?
Yeah, biting off a little more than he can chew, quite literally. But
I don't know, who knows? Maybe he was suicidal and before we really got to him, because he was like very grumpy when we first meet him, right? He's like, action or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Let's see here. Where are we?
I like.
Angel survives an attack from Jean Jacket when he is accidentally wrapped in tarp and barbed wire, causing the creature to unfurl from its saucer shape to a jellyfish-like biblical angel form.
I called that.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo,
yep.
woo, woo.
Which that kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, okay, what's happening here?
Because I have like. Well, I had this like hyperfixation, like how you do with your werewolves, about like biblical mythology, even though I'm not religious in any way, shape, or form. I just find it interesting. So like I learned a lot about the biblical angels, so I saw it immediately, but like that's such a niche-y sort of Like even religious people don't even really know that. So it's like interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Look up the picture of what I'm talking about really quick.
What is it?
It's called a seraphim. Like SE.
Here, just say it.
I could type it.
Just say it. Seraphim.
That's not. Nope, that's not
Well,
it.
then, because you're saying the word wrong. What?
I'm not.
What is it?
Seraphim.
Seraphim.
It's thinking that you're saying an N.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
With an M.
Seraphim?
Yes. But sure. Yeah. That thing.
They can't see it right now. I gotta stop sharing and then reshare. Share screen. Apparently that's that. There you go.
Yes. But see, do you see it?
Mhm.
How the very like he took inspiration of.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You got the eyes and everything.
Mm-hmm. I think that's neat. It's the fact that I called that.
She thinks she's so smart.
Pat on my own back.
Let's see here. On horseback, OJ lures Jean Jacket away from M while she uses the motorcycle to travel to Jupiter's claim. There, M untethers the fair's large helium balloon mascot into Jean Jacket, which it begins feeding on, while M uses an analog camera and an attraction to photograph Jean Jacket before the helium in the balloon explodes, killing it. With the pictures as proof of its existence, M sees OJ outside the park, having survived his encounter, sitting on his horse. And that's where the movie wraps. I thought that was very, very ingenious. Because I didn't know where she was going with it at first. And then, of course, when it was like eating it, I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. You're going to try to implode it from inside.
Yeah. The fact that a balloon kills it
is funny.
Yeah.
That is actually that helium thing is at the set. So that's pretty cool. You can see that. And taking the photos, I think is pretty cool.
Long story short, the main villain of this movie is balloons. With Gordy.
Well, is it the villain? Because then the balloon explodes, killing it.
Oh.
Starts out as a villain, becomes heroic.
Yeah. So the true character arc that we are following in this film is helium balloons.
Yes. So I don't think that this movie is going to ever become my favorite Jordan Peele movie at all. Because yes, it sticks with you. And I think it's because of the imagery and some of the stuff that happens in it. But it doesn't like stick with you the way that Get Out sticks with you. No. Or the way even Us sticks with you with the tethered people and everything. And the
Us stuck with me for a long time.
Doppelgangers and the ending of Us is incredible. Like the kind of juxtaposition with the music, kind of doing the ballerina dance thing. Genius, absolutely genius stuff. Nope is his most straightforward film.
Yeah, and that's like my biggest gripe. And I know it's like that's why people rated it low, I guess. It's not necessarily because its lack of horror, but like I was expecting like this huge twist, right? Or like just something like a huge reveal or something.
Yeah, that's where Jordan Peele messed up in terms of what his expectations were.
Yeah, I mean, you can do without horror being a horror director, but you are so creative, Jordan Peele. Like, you have a brilliant mind and such wasted potential.
This is also the first of his movies because he made Get Out and Us with Blumhouse. This is the first one that has no association with Blumhouse. Whether that has anything to do with it, I don't know. It's just an interesting little tidbit.
Like, even if because they alluded to it being like something with the government, if they really did reveal that it was something about the government, I don't know. Like, I mean, something controversial like that is very Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, like that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking there was going to be a bigger picture.
Yeah.
To what was happening.
Yeah.
And maybe even something kind of Truman Show esque,
Yeah.
something like that. But no, it's a very straightforward alien invasion thing with, themes and like the subplot and stuff you can dissect. You can absolutely dissect it. Uh, but I feel like when you watch just a couple interviews with Jordan Peele, just watch a couple. I've shared one here on the community tab of the channel. Um, I feel like you kind of get the whole picture. You kind of get the whole movie, right?
Mhm.
It's his easiest to summarize.
Yeah.
It's definitely his easiest to summarize. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing that it's his easiest to summarize. I feel like he's at this point earned it. If this was his first movie,
Oh,
I don't think we would be thinking of Jordan Peele in the way we're thinking of him.
it'd be who?
So he's earned.
He would not get a pop.
Yeah, no,
would
no,
not
he
get
wouldn't get a pop. He wouldn't get I think he. I don't think he was definitely nominated for Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars for Get Out. I don't know if he won it or not. But anyways, and it was nominated for Best Picture, which was rare for the Oscars to nominate a horror film. Um, but if this was his first movie, I don't think he would be Jordan Peele. So he's earned it. This was kind of like his vacation movie in a way, kind of taking it easy, you know?
Yeah, but even so, it's like you have like this reputation
Yeah.
and you could so do it like kind of easily too.
I feel like this is sort of because he compared himself and Daniel Kaluuya to Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese, right? So if Get Out is similar to, let's say, Taxi Driver, right, and Us is similar to, and I'm not really saying they're alike, but
In terms of their impact.
like the stature,
Mm.
and then like Us is like Raging Bull or something, or if you want to switch those around, Taxi Driver and Raging Bull can be Get Out, whatever. Nope is like Martin Scorsese's movie The King of Comedy with Robert De Niro, which is the King of Comedy very much inspired Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. So it's like a step down in terms of, the heights that you reached in those other movies, right? But it's still a very you get drawn into The King of Comedy. It's actually my favorite Martin Scorsese movie, but it's different from the other two that are kind of similar in terms of what's being put on camera.
But so then it's like, what's next?
Yeah, what's next? I mean, I think someone asked him, and something was said about he'd love to branch out and do other films as well. Like he would love to do other things. I don't think anything is set in stone. There is, let's see if we can share it here. There is a interesting thing that's been debated apparently about Nope. And that is the potential sequel.
No.
In July 2022, Pereira, who played the electronics guy that you don't like, revealed he had convinced Peele and the Universal executives to change his character's fate in the film's climax from being killed primarily out of interest in a potential sequel, saying, quote, "There's no way the story's over in my head. There's no way. For how heroic everything kind of seemed at the end, I'm like, there's no way they leave the heroes like this.
Yes, there is way.
This is just the start of something new." In an interview with Thrillist, jean jacket designer John O. something additionally expressed interest in a sequel exploring jean jacket's terrestrial origin and whether other members of its species still exist. So notice nothing from Peele, right? It's the guy who played the Fries guy, and it's the guy who designed Jean Jacket. They want a sequel. I don't think Jordan Peele is.
He was convinced.
I don't
he had
think
convinced.
I don't ever see Jordan Peele coming back to Nope.
Well, if you scroll back up, I mean, it's still only been a week, but like all the way up. Its budget was 68 million and it's only just barely.
It's just barely under it, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely gonna be his probably weakest when it comes to the box office as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, again, absolutely. And someone right here, Chris something of slash film. Nope may not be Jordan Peele's best movie to date, but it is his most enjoyable. A true summer movie spectacle meant to be writ large across the screen, giving us thrills, chills, laughs, and that most precious of things, movie magic.
That's a good way.
Yeah, this is like his
That's a good way to summarize it.
and then Peele has even said it. This is sort of like his Spielbergian movie. This is his
Yeah.
foray into making his Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Or someone that I watched an interview with said, I don't see that. I see this as like, this is your Jaws. I don't know. There is a big Spielbergian kind of flavor attached to it, right? And I think even Jordan Peele would agree to that.
Yeah, agreed.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating. I actually really, really enjoyed my time. I was surprised Yun died so early. Yeah, I was too.
Oh,
I was too.
I was upset.
And upset. Yeah, because I think with the subplot, he had the most interesting character development. Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer's characters, they're really not developed.
Right.
We don't really know
just
much
horse
about
people.
them, right? Steven Yeun's character, that's a developed character. That's like a man. I'm curious to know how this guy got past this.
Well, I like his character in the way that because the whole reason why they included the scene with Gordy's home was more than just to show the massacre by monkey hands. It was because the scene with the fist bump was because like Steven Yeun thought like he had a certain connection with wildlife, with these predatorial creatures.
Yeah.
Like something about him. So he thought, and it's funny that his old role was a cowboy because he's trying to corral this creature because he thought that he had a bond with nature or something to try and domesticate it. And like this huge creature trying to domesticate it. Like it's one thing for me to go outside and try to domesticate a wild gecko. It's another for him to do that. And what did it do? It fought back, like against what he believed in. So that was interesting to me. So it was like kind of came back to nip him in the butt. Just a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. Stephen Bland, hello, welcome. I don't think I've ever seen you in the chat room.
Oh, hello.
Is the movie based on Territory? What does that mean?
Is that one of the movies you listed off?
Territory? I don't think so.
I don't
know. I'm not sure what you mean there, Stephen. If you're still in the chat, could you please elaborate? The TMZ guy was so annoying.
But he was meant to be because that's what they are.
He was funny too.
That's what they are.
I agree, Laren. The King of Comedy is great. Have I seen After Hours from Scorsese? I have not. No, there's a bunch of Scorsese. I feel like I have to. He is like, I mean, he's a mood, you know?
A mood.
Scorsese is
a mood.
I mean, you have to be in the mood for a Scorsese movie. A lot of his movies typically are very long, very violent, oftentimes very depressing.
Give me. This is gonna sound terrible, but give me some of his movies that I might know. I'm wondering if I've ever seen any.
Well, his most famous recently is The Wolf of Wall Street. Okay. Hugo is the animated one. That's like the kid-friendly movie he made, so his kids could watch it.
Hugo.
Huge filmography as well. Yeah.
I thought it said Hugo.
Taxi Driver, Raging Bull. From the 90s, you have Casino. You have Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, yeah. I was.
Then with DiCaprio, you have The Aviator, Gangs of New York, The Departed, Shutter Island.
So I've seen none.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's a.
Well, I want to watch Wolf of Wall Street, but
The Last Temptation of Christ, because that's in the Criterion Collection. Last Temptation of Christ.
From that, Wall Street.
It's a Hugo, a movie about very family-friendly themes.
Right. Yeah, I want to see that, but I'm pretty sure it's like a 3-hour-long movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And like a lot of his stuff is gangster and crime.
I want to see Goodfellas because it's it's one of like the must-see movies. I feel like everybody says.
Yeah. So like those, you just have to really be in the mood for. He's never really been one of my favorite filmmakers, Martin Scorsese. I find him fascinating the way he talks. Him and Quentin Tarantino, I find fascinating, just the way they talk.
Quentin Tarantino, I don't think he's real. Like, he just is such an anomaly to me of a human.
Now he has his own podcast. Quentin Tarantino, yeah.
Like, look at him. Like, really look at a picture of Quentin Tarantino and then look at like an interview or something of him talking. He's just not real. I firmly believe he's like an android.
You'd like After Hours. Takes place in one night, not too long, pretty lighthearted. Oh, cool. All right, yeah, I'll definitely add that to my Letterboxd watch list, which is ever growing. But I have seen every single Jordan Peele film.
Yeah.
I have seen every single Jordan Peele film.
Very good.
I can rest assured knowing that I've seen all of them. And
but all of his directorial films you've seen.
Yeah.
Like you haven't seen like the new Candyman where he was like a producer or
I don't
something.
care about that stuff. It's like that's not him, you know?
I know what I'm saying. That's not I mean, he's done other things. Wait, what's he working on right now? That
it's like a Netflix thing, right? He's like an actor in it.
And it's like Anna. It's like because he's
like
working
the guy
with
from Coraline.
Henry Selick.
Who did Coraline? Yeah, he's like voicing it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I told Haley if he keeps on his trajectory of how he's been releasing his films, Get Out came in 2017, 2019, right? So 2 years later, we got Us. 3 years later, we got Nope. So now 4 years, hypothetically, 4 years will be the next Jordan Peele film if he keeps on with his 2, 3, 4, whatever. So 2026 is the next time we might get a Jordan Peele film. Obviously, it could be sooner. But I think this movie, much like Steven Yeun, will age like fine wine. Yeah, I you know, we've kind of dissected it kind of going through the summary and everything, and I hit points where I'm like, yeah, it's like not like I had gripes with it. I still think it's the greatest UFO movie I've ever seen, just based off of the sheer spectacle of it and how scary it was to me. To me, it was actually scary. I was terrified of the UFO, and I felt that for the characters. The stakes were real for me.
Well, I think this movie is very timeless. Like, I don't think it will age. Like, I feel like in 10 years, 20 years.
Until we actually get real footage of UFOs and we realize they're nothing like we've ever displayed on film at all. Of all the films that have ever had a UFO, alien, whatever, all of it's wrong.
The Blob.
All of it's wrong.
I love The Blob. I so badly want like aliens to just be a blob.
That's probably what they would be. Like the ones that make me laugh, the alien movies that make me laugh the most. And it's sad because it's one of my favorites, Predator. To me, it's funny that the Predator literally looks like a guy, just kind of ugly. Like you're one,
just kind of an ugly guy.
Like, you know, you're one ugly mother, right? Like but he's clearly a dude, just in a suit.
He's just a dude.
He's just a dude in a suit, right? Those are the ones that always make me laugh when the aliens are literally just people, right? Because it's like, of course, this isn't what they would look like. They just wouldn't. Why would they look like that?
God, we still have to watch Could we watch the remake of The Blob? Because I feel like you would like that.
The Blob? Well, no, I want to watch the original.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I want to watch the one that's in Criterion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's watch both.
But I feel like The Blob is something like that. That is what it would actually look like, be a gooey substance, or like
that's
Alien.
Funny to me. That's funny to me.
You know, Ridley Scott. Like that's a good alien design. I think all of his movies will age well. I agree, Tony. Yeah, I think Us is gonna have because I feel like Us. It is the sophomore movie. It's the middle movie right now, and I feel like people were initially. A lot of people apparently didn't like that movie when they first saw it because it is a step down from Get Out.
I didn't like it because I was confused, and then I really the more I found out about it, because like the scissors were very off-putting to me. Because it's like, why scissors? Yeah. Like, I think I stuck on that for too long. And then I really thought about like what it meant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
I want to go digging underneath my feet to see what lies underneath there. Yeah. I like Us.
Us is Us, I think, is his scariest film.
Yes.
Us is I think Get Out is obviously scary because of how relatable it is to the real world and how that stuff actually happens. Not to the degree of Us, or it's not to the degree of Get Out, but you know, racism is very real. Which I actually want to watch the movie that very much inspired that movie, Get Out. It's called Look Who's Coming to Dinner. And it's basically just like a drama film, like dramatic comedy film about a white woman bringing her black boyfriend to have dinner with the folks, and it has Sidney Poitier plays the
Ooh.
boyfriend. You know what I mean? So Jordan Peele definitely took inspiration from that film and made it a horror film. Um, but Us is just like, I don't know.
It's the what if.
Us is the Twilight Zone episode of all of his films, and Nope is also very Twilight. Like they're all Twilight Zone esque, which is perfect for him, right? Because he went
Mm.
on and did the Twilight Zone for 2 seasons. But I think Us is the most Twilight Zone for me. It gives me the most Twilight Zonian vibes, and I love it. And I love it.
Yeah.
What are we gonna watch tonight?
Beware of the blob.
We might watch The Blob. I do have a lot of Arrow videos, and I just posted my Arrow video today. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out, please. I mean, that's like one of my favorite things that I've posted, right? That
Mhm.
like because you did your vinyl thing, so it's one of my individual videos. But a lot of watching material we have over there.
He wants to watch Basket Case.
Oh, I would love to
He
watch
wants to
Basket
watch
Case. Yeah,
Basket
I would love to
Case.
watch Basket Case. I also have I picked up a couple Criterions before the
I saw
sale
that.
ended. So adding a little more to the Chaplin collection. So
I saw that.
oh, we have to watch A Dog's Life.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's only
so
like a half hour
we're
long.
definitely watching A Dog's Life from Charlie Chaplin. That's like 30 minutes or something,
Yeah.
like Haley said. So that's for sure. But I don't know about anything else. We'll see how we're feeling. It took me a couple of watches to really like Us. Yeah, and I feel like the same thing will happen with Nope. I feel like we'll watch it again and we'll find new things and then we'll appreciate it just a little bit more.
I just want to make mention that I love Keke Palmer. And
Oh, she's terrific.
I would do
Yeah.
anything for Keke
Yeah,
Palmer.
yeah. She's really good in this. Yeah.
She is such a lovely person.
Surprisingly enough, because I had high expectations for Daniel Kaluuya after Get Out and Black Mirror. I didn't think he was anything special in this movie.
Yeah, he was very low key.
It almost looked like, and I know it's part of his character, but it almost looked like he didn't care.
I think that's part of his character.
He looked like he gave no F's at all.
I love Keke Palmer.
I was actually kind of let down by, and again, it's probably all intentional, but it's just the heights he reached, and then it's like
50 million merits.
Okay, now we're here at Nope, and Daniel Kaluuya is
He's pretty much
basically, yeah, he's so laid back and chilled. Keke Palmer's great, and Steven Yeun, like I feel like those two are the stars of this movie.
Yeah, Keke Palmer. She also the fashion choices for Keke Palmer are very much like, and tying back into Pops, I feel like there's a lot of potential for Pops based on her character alone. Not even to mention Daniel Kaluuya or Steven Yeun, just her.
Yeah,
like she wore a shirt that said like the Jesus lizard or something, and I believe it had a picture of Ohio on the sleeve. And I so badly, if Target sells that shirt or something like in like
that's
promotion,
gonna be like a Hot Topic or a Terror Threads or a Fright Rags or something is gonna have
so
it.
bad. I want it so bad.
Target ain't gonna sell the Jesus lizard. Are you
I
kidding
want
me?
the Jesus lizard. Sure.
Yeah, please rewatch Us. Not Us. Please rewatch Jordan
Yeah,
Peele's
don't
Us.
watch Us.
I'm knocking on wood. I think this is wood.
It's wood.
Seems like the laggy thing went away. So it was only partly at the beginning of the stream. So
yeah.
What criterions did you get? Well, funny you should ask, because I have a video where I'm gonna share all of that because the sale ends tomorrow. So the video will probably be up on Monday. So I'll showcase all my criterions, Laren.
I don't own any. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, physical media is not your thing.
It's not my thing.
Not your thing.
However, if I were to pick up one criterion, and I said I would only do it if I ever saw it in person, like during the sale, because of how expensive it is, and it's more like if I see it, it's meant to be kind of thing. There's this collection of Guillermo del Toro's 3 like horror-y films containing Pan's Labyrinth, The Devil's Backbone, and Kronos. And it is beautiful. It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and it normally goes for like $100 or like give or take.
Yeah, so you gotta wait for the sales.
Yeah.
The
So
next one is in November.
yeah. So even so, like if I saw it, it'd be like 50, right? Because it's half off. So even so, that's still a pretty penny for some movies. But if I saw it in person, I would so get it. I would so get
You heard it here first, folks. Real quick, the girl's face under that veil. Thoughts?
it.
uh
I didn't get a good glimpse of her to say if the makeup was any good, but I like what she represented.
yeah.
It's a lot of trauma,
Yeah.
like because clearly she survived the attack, but I thought it was sad that she was wearing a shirt like of her former self. It was almost like that's all I have left to hang on to of like when I was normal.
Mhm.
And it's like, years like 20 some 30 years later, you're still hanging on to what was.
Yeah, we're not gonna play the audio, obviously, because I feel like
Copyright.
if you play the audio, you get dinged, right?
Ding.
Now, if I just play visuals, we don't get dinged, right?
I don't think
Right?
even though it should fall under fair use because we're
Yeah.
just commentating
I'm
on
pre-
it, but I wouldn't risk it.
What?
Hmm.
I mean, we're not even monetized anyway.
I mean, playing the audio.
No, I'm not gonna play the audio. I just
No.
want to share the trailer with everybody. Just want to share the trailer with everybody.
Oh, I think that's fine. Like audio's fine.
That I don't want to risk. That I don't want to risk. But we'll share the. All right, so everybody can see the trailer here. Yeah. Cool. All right, so let's watch the trailer because there's a lot of images in the trailer that when you watch a trailer, obviously you go into the movie having seen the trailer with a preconceived notion. So I thought that woman with the veil was going to have a huge impact on the film. I thought she was going to be this massive thing. No. She has nothing to do with the film ultimately. She's just kind of freaky looking. She looks like the woman from the opening of Terrifier.
Cute.
The woman that gets
her
face mauled. Yeah. Right? How does she get her face mauled? I forget. Oh, it's Art, right?
Yeah, it's Art.
It's Art.
I'm pretty
it's
sure
Art the
it's
Clown.
like him.
Yeah, it's Art the Clown. That's right. Yeah. All right, so here we go. No audio, just visuals. Cool. And then we're gonna pause like whenever we feel like we want to say something.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's audio going on here. Okay, this scene is great. I mean, this scene is actually genuinely great. How she's like kind of just taking it all in. And
Well, I like how he was because she was late and he's standing there and everybody's like, "Come on, we kind of have things to do, places to be." And
but look at how uninterested Daniel Kaluuya looks right now. And I get that it's probably his character.
Well, he's also depressed.
It's just
But
he's so talented.
Yeah.
But
it's like he's good at acting like he doesn't care.
Oh, he's
good.
great.
He's good at acting like he's not acting.
He's great.
But I like how because she's late and it's like we have to get the show on the road, he clearly knows the script that his dad said, the one that we hear later on, like playing on the TV. So he starts saying it, but he clearly doesn't have the wow factor, the look at me presence as Kiki does.
Yeah. Kiki is very much large and in charge.
Uh-huh.
And she's great. And I love her hair because it's very much not her normal hair. Right.
Yeah.
I love whatever this hairdo is she has going on.
She's cute.
She's great.
Yeah.
He just doesn't care.
He just loves to be here. Loves to be here.
Okay, so we got the horses. Cool.
Like you inflatable arm flailing.
But like, do you see what I'm saying? All of Jordan Peele's films, they have like exactly to your point from earlier. You could just take that and put that on a wall somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's not iconic, but that's actually a really like just the imagery.
Yeah.
The imagery in Jordan Peele's movies is next level. Mm-hmm. It really is. I love it. I love it so much.
He loves it so much. Love the horses.
Got the horses. Ooh, doing her little spin.
I just love her.
Got your vinyls.
Yeah, look at her go. Look at her go.
Look at that vinyl collection. You see that?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, totally. Okay.
Also, I feel like
getting into it.
A little gripe that I have with the cinematography is that like normally I can't tell. Okay. Normally it's very hard for me to pick up on it, but I feel like this movie you can clearly tell that it's shot during the day and they dimmed it to make it look like it's nighttime. Because like you can't really film in the dark. Like just the way like the light hits
So for this, so because I can't confirm or deny what you're saying, but like you like looking at the shot, you think it was filmed during the day, and
I
it's just
think looking
and
at
it's just
that shot,
that's not
I feel like that was
truly at night.
correct.
Well, yeah, I mean nowadays it's so hard, right, to figure out like, are we even on a real? And I know they filmed on a real thing, but like, is this actual shot or is this just in front of like a bunch of green screen? Like, I don't
Right.
know.
But this whole movie, part of me, like,
It has a surrealist look to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It has a very somewhat unnatural look.
yes,
And I think that's purposeful as well.
yes.
I think
But that kind of took me out of it.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay, interesting.
look at her go, look at her
Interesting.
go,
Yeah, she's
okay.
getting into it.
Look at her go.
Well, I mean, she was in Jump In with Corbin Blue, so I would
Baby
love to know.
Kiki.
I would love to know if she knows how to double dutch. By the way, that movie got me into double dutching. So for a little while there, I was able to double dutch, like get into the.
You can't now?
I haven't double dutched since the movie came out, 2007. But I really wanted to be able to learn how to do that move where you kind of jump on to your two hands and kind of let the ropes go under you, kind of thing, the way they do in the movie.
Well, that I don't know how to do, but I used to be like an avid jump roper.
Yeah.
Act.
It's fun. I figured out. I learned how to when you have you have two people, right, and they have two, and they're doing this. I learned how to get into the ropes and not have it get caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like double dutch.
I love jump rope.
And then that movie's great, jumping.
Nobody jump ropes anymore.
All right.
Let's bring back
Let's
jump
get the
roping.
real imagery going here. So the lights go out. Sure, there's some audio here that, oh, that's so cool. I totally forgot that happens. Look at that. That's in a freaking trailer. I love that. From Jordan Peele. And then, but you know what I mean? No one does that. Like that's like some like Stanley Kubrick stuff right there. Like with the thing coming down this, you know?
Love how excited you get.
Well, because I totally forgot that this happens in the trailer. That's because he's reached that level where he probably, I don't know if he had any say in this trailer. He probably was like, because every other trailer would have just been, it would have just popped up.
Yeah.
I like that it scrolls down the screen.
Mhm.
You know, it gives it more of a arts, like an artsy vibe, a more sophisticated film.
Correct. That's a good word. Sophisticated.
That's cool.
Yeah. See, like just the way the light hits is a little too dramatic to be like a night scene, but I mean, it's fine.
It's fine.
I won't harp on
This summer.
it.
See, so when I was watching the trailers, I thought this was Dave Franco with makeup on.
Oh, this is from February. I didn't realize that. Woo.
Very cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they all die. Okay. I just want to stop here real quick because does anyone else feel like this is purposeful in Us? The character of the son, who his doppelganger is called Pluto, wears a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll hear it because it's so small on my Blu-ray thing here. I'm going to pull it up here. I think this is purposeful. I think this is Jordan Peele adding a little Us cameo.
I thought that. Yes, I very much agree. I was like, I recognize this from
remember this,
somewhere.
right? Everybody can see this. We're sharing the screen. Remember this image right here. Okay. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the whole screen. That way we can jump between tabs. So I'm going to share the window. There we go. Boom. Okay. It's going to do the creepy thing there. All right. So remember this, right? And that's like a little plush you can win at Jupiter's Claim.
Yeah,
one of the toys.
Just to kind of
boom.
Cash on the.
And that's the mask that Pluto wears. And there's the pop of Pluto. And fun fact, this is the only one I'm missing in my Us collection. Chase.
So sad. Yeah, just kind of like cash in on like, I have an alien.
Oh, like definitely.
But I'm saying like the whole purpose of that.
Yeah. Very much gives me Us vibes. I don't know if it's confirmed or denied. I don't know, but that's what it does for me. And then here comes the woman. Oh, there's the TMZ guy. Oh, there goes the father. Oh, there's his last moment.
Yeah. Little did we know. Well, I didn't see.
Did this trailer? Oh, it's so fleeting.
I love how somebody somewhere I saw was like, "This is the real Don't Look Up."
Well, there you go, Laren. There you go. There she is in all her glory.
Scary. Scary.
Yeah. No offense to actual victims of maiming.
Yeah.
Hey! Wow, we have these in our apartment. Was that in the movie?
I don't know.
I feel like I don't even think that was in the movie. I don't remember that. Yeah, so we live in Savannah, right? And we live in a part of, I guess, Savannah that has like these little crabs that roam
Fiddler
around the
crabs.
apartment complex we live in. And every once in a while, we'll find something that looks exactly like that on our floor. And then you just kind of take like a plastic cup, you know, disposable cup, and you just kind of scoop it up, and it looks just like that. That's
I
funny.
hate those guys.
Wow, they even showed the monkey moment.
The monkey moment.
But it's so fast that you don't see anything, and then they show the prank.
Yeah, it's like I love how
And that's when he says, "Nope."
we don't even see the alien. All we see are the fake aliens. So I kind of like how that was kind of a red herring.
Yeah. Now I think in this trailer, they actually show the UFO for a second right here, like in the next shot, and I don't like that they did that. Cuz right, like this is where they should have ended the trailer, with this shadow coming over.
Well, even so, they didn't even show like the final like form with the wings and stuff. So,
Okay, so this trailer didn't. The next trailer did show the UFO.
but I like that that's kind of a red herring. Like they display like the aliens and then the prank with the aliens. So it's like these are the aliens. Haha, wink wink, nudge nudge.
I do remember when this movie was announced and we got the poster, right? The poster, which is what we use for the thumbnail, the town, and you can kind of see, and then you see the kite hanging out. I remember when people were speculating what this movie was about, and one of the speculations around the movie was that it was going to have something to do with technology and the cloud. Which it might, it actually might, because it involves a cloud and technology, right?
Yeah.
But I think
that's funny.
That's like deep
That's
digging.
a little on the nose.
But people thought he was going to make a movie about the cloud. You know? So I found that funny. Also, people speculate that the movie title Nope means not of planet Earth, which I think Peele has denied. It doesn't stand for not of planet Earth.
I just think it means nope.
Looking forward to that video, the Criterion video. I didn't even notice that, Haley. Wow.
I think referring to the veil, the woman.
Gotcha.
With the shirt.
Nice catch. Did you stay for the colorful credits? Did we stay?
No.
Well,
you left right away.
They started playing, and then because when we arrived at the theater, we arrived at the showing that was exiting, right? So we kind of got to see the credits a little bit. And then I talked to someone who was cleaning the theater, and I was like, "Is there any like post-credit thing going on here?" And they were like, "No, not that I'm aware of." So when it came time for us to stay for the credits, that's usually why we stay for the credits.
Yeah.
To see if anything happens afterwards. And apparently nothing happens afterwards. So
nothing has happened afterwards for a hot minute.
Is there an after credit scene? Is that why we should have stayed, or are they just colorful?
But literally the last post credit scene in a film was Batman. It was for like a second, and it was like,
I feel like you keep slouching more and more.
Because I'm slouchy.
Okay, well, I feel like your audio might not be as strong as it could be because you're not talking right into the top here. Like, look, my mic hasn't moved, and your mic started up here, and now it's slowly going down here.
I slouch.
Yeah, I don't think there's a post credit scene, but you can let us know if there is. Yeah, I really like Nope. I don't love Nope.
Correct. I really like Nope. I do not love Nope.
I love Get Out. I love Us.
Yes.
I really like Nope.
Yes.
So in my book, he's 3 for 3. Is he 3 for 3 for you?
I said like 2.5 for 3. 2 3/4.
There is no post credit scene, but Laren always. Yeah, we usually do as well. But like Haley said, we've been striking out left and right lately.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't just
So.
stay to stay, because normally we were the last people to leave the theater.
Yeah. I don't know. Um,
You
yeah.
just kind of got up and I followed you.
I was like, let's get out of here. It was a good theater experience as well.
Yeah.
Someone brought a baby, and we
Like
never
a
once heard that baby.
like a fresh newborn baby.
Yeah, like originally we were like, "Wow, you're really bringing your baby to a science fiction horror movie."
Yeah, and I'm like,
I never
oh
once
my
heard that
god,
baby.
no. And
So
like movie, not even like the fact that it's a horror movie. Baby wouldn't know anything. Baby was in like the little carrier.
just loud.
Yeah, just loud. I
Yeah.
was waiting for the baby to scream.
Yeah.
Not a peep.
So
Not a peep.
interesting. Um, anything else that we want to talk about, or we've almost hit 2 hours here.
2
So
whole hours. I'm getting hungry.
you're getting hungry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up here. So in the chat room, everybody that's watching, we can see everyone that's watching right now. If you would, please leave us like your summation of your thoughts of Jordan Peele's Nope. Like summarize it how you feel in the chat room right now for all of us. Please, would love to share it really quickly before we hop off here and end our discussion of Jordan Peele's Nope. Also, let us know, did you like this? Because I would be totally open to doing like more like what we're fans of, like, talking about a movie that we're both really a fan of.
Fans of other things.
Yeah.
We are fans of other things.
Yeah, exactly. It'll always be Funko related. Like it'll always be a Funko centric channel, but we want to branch out and have other stuff. Vinyl videos, Blu-ray videos, stuff like that. As long as it's like entertainment related.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because that's very much what Funko is all about, pop culture and stuff.
Pop culture.
Um,
Nope pops.
No Nope pops. No
None as of
Nope
yet.
pops.
We'll keep updated.
But
Updating.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there's a lot of theories around like the true undermining meaning of this movie, like with it being like centered around this predator. A lot of people say that it has to do with like the supply and demand like of the audience because Jupiter made a claim. My phone's been blowing up this whole time.
I feel like it's still your family. It's like
But
not accepting the fact that you're doing a live stream.
It's just concerning that it's been like 5 times. Because he said something about how we are the viewers, and like as the viewer, it's like in like constantly like asking for more, and it's like we can only give you so much. Like from the movie creator's perspective, it's like we can only give you so much, and then you so we keep giving you the horses. And so I don't know.
We will dig deep to figure out. It's a good theater experience for me as well. I will grab a physical copy. You know what I mean?
I feel like a really, really pretty steelbook will come out for it.
Yep. I liked it, but definitely my least favorite of Jordan's movies, but I will grab a copy of the 4K. Yep. Alrighty. So there's Tony's thoughts. There's Laren's thoughts. Who else? There's more than just you guys watching. Please share. Yeah. So like I said, that for me is number 1, followed by number 2, and then Nope. For Haley, it's quite literally in order. And then Nope. Let's see here. Thanks for the discussion. You could do this with any movie. You should do this again. Have a good night, everyone. All right, cool. So we got Laren's approval.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. So we'll definitely consider doing some other stuff that we're mutually fans of. Yeah, we'll see. Also, we do have our next Fans of Something Live scheduled for next Saturday. That's going to be number 5, and that's going to be with Paul's Adventures. So Paul from Paul's Adventures, who he's popped up in the chat room a couple times. Great guy. Love his channel, and just wanted to have him on. Have a discussion.
Didn't see him in the chat this time around. I wonder if he saw Nope.
Well, I feel like he's either live streaming himself, or
he hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, and doesn't want to be spoiled. But yeah, so that's next Saturday. That's our next planned future live stream. Obviously, we're going to have our pop drop on Wednesday, but look forward to Fans of Something Live 5 because we don't do too many of those. So those are kind of special live streams with Paul from Paul's Adventures. So yeah, very cool. And I think we're going to get some dinner.
Yes.
Make some dinner here at home. And I got a shower because I got off work. I came home and I hopped on here. So I got to take a shower and unsmell how I smell right now. But thank everybody that watched and thank anybody that might be watching live or not live in the replay. Thank you for watching the replay. Yeah. What else? What else? Say something else. No, just do your dance. All right. She's doing her dance. So until we talk to all of you in the next video or live stream, we don't know what that could be. Could be anything. Please, as always, remember to keep being fans of